I'll never understand why when I start recording that it mutes my mic automatically. But all right, well, welcome to InvaDev podcast, episode number 3, sponsored by Death Wish Coffee. I wish. Um, yeah, no, we're not sponsored yet. I'm here with the retro spaceball developer. Go ahead and give us a little introduction there.
Hi, I'm Rick Oclon. It's spelled Rikoclon. It's a little bit funny, but yeah, it's just Rick Oclon.
It's better
Yeah,
than my
I'm
name.
the no, I love an invadr-nym, so
And
invadr-nym is pretty good.
yeah, that's kind of where I got inspiration from a little bit, and I was like, like, all right, I'm gonna invade you guys' time, steal you guys away. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, dude. I'll call myself Invade Sim, Nim, whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
I dig it. I dig it.
so retro Spaceball,
Yeah.
I loved it. It gave me some serious Galaga vibes, and I love Galaga, one of my favorite arcade games back in the day.
That's great,
What
man. That's exactly what I was going for.
really?
Yeah.
Um, what made you want to make this pinball shooter game?
Well, I'm really into like anything old school. I
I can
make chip
respect that.
tunes, and yeah, I like retro stuff. I like pixel art. I've been playing the old school games. I've been a retro collector since I was maybe 5. Really, I used to go to garage sales and get like 2,600 games by the box load for like
Phew.
$5.
Yeah,
You
I need
know.
to start doing that again, man. I hope I can find some old school Zelda games. I'm a huge
Well, the
Zelda
prices
nerd.
have gone up ridiculously since I was 5, right?
Well, yeah,
Because now it's a thing. Back then it wasn't. And then of course, all of my games have been thrown away since then, unfortunately.
yeah.
So I'm
Unfortunately,
all
same here.
digital now. I have like 2 physicals on Switch,
I'm trying
and
to
that's it.
get uh, my collection back. My dad actually threw them away as a kid, and
Yeah, mine got thrown away
asshole.
by my dad as well.
Um, I guess they just didn't understand that gaming was going to be a huge fucking thing. And you know what's crazy is I
Right.
actually had some of those gold cartridges
Mm-hmm.
that are now worth like $1,000.
Oh yeah, cool. I
And I'm
didn't
like,
realize it
wow,
was worth that much. But
yeah,
yeah,
some of
I
those
had a
old school,
Zelda.
what is
I
it?
had Majora's Mask was gold, I think.
Yep, I
Yeah.
had the gold. That was actually the first game I ever played was Majora's Mask. Still to this day is my favorite game. Um,
Yeah, that was man. I couldn't beat it.
I
I
couldn't
got to
beat it
that
either. I
tower
never
part where the things are moving, and I just couldn't beat it.
the Stone Tower.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
couldn't do it.
I think I got to the same and couldn't beat it. And I actually never beat the Water Temple's boss, dude. That fucking fish. That kicked
Oh,
my
really?
ass. Yeah, I never beat it, so I just skipped it and went to the. I was like, "Fuck it, I got the item, dude. I'm just gonna go to the next temple and come back."
I didn't
Yeah,
realize you could do that. I love that temple.
I fucking hate the Water Temple.
The next one, the ice one, was rough too. I couldn't figure out how to get onto it for like a week or two, and then
Yeah,
I
see,
think I
that was
cheated to
me as
get
a
onto it.
kid. That was me as a kid. I could never figure it out, and then you just really had to fucking put the dude to sleep, and it was, it
See,
was
I
that
didn't figure
easy.
it out.
Uh,
Instead, what I did was I used the Goron mask and then just like tried for a week to roll across it while
yep,
getting blown. And one time I made it.
yeah, that's all it takes, man. And fucking fat ass Goron just sitting up there, and I
Well,
think
and
I
that kind of
tried the
takes us
same thing, dude.
back to the question where you're asking me why I made this game. I used to be a tester basically, and I didn't realize it. I was always trying to break games and like, test them basically instead of
Exactly.
trying to be the best game player. I was trying to figure out where the colliders were, you know,
See how I
and
could
how far
skip
you
this
could,
wall and all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah, how far you could get your what do they call that? Your roadrunner time off
Yep.
the ledge and stand on nothing until you fall, things
That
like
was
that.
me with Super Mario Sunshine. I think that's the game that really piqued my interest for testing games because I always tried to do that on there.
You
Um,
know what? I didn't play that one, but I,
oh,
you know,
so good.
I watch YouTube a lot, and there's a lot of videos on that one about glitches and
Yes, the
off-screen stuff.
speedrunning community is like huge on that game when it comes to glitches. There's so many of them that I never knew about as a kid. Like,
So that's what I'm interested in. Yeah.
oh yeah, speedrunning's a lot of fun. I'm not a speedrunner myself, but I did speedrun Law Mage Academy recently, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I'm familiar with that game. Yeah,
yeah,
I've
the
been
game's
following that
a
on
lot
Twitter.
of fun. I play League of Legends with the developer all the time. Uh,
Okay, cool.
Speaking of, if you play League of Legends, you can hop in anytime. We're always playing that shit just for fun. We're not really like competitive in it or anything.
Honestly, I've
Um,
never actually played League. I
it's a
have some
lot of
friends
fun.
that play it. I know a
Um,
lot about it. I've just never actually.
there's
My time
actually,
is very limited these days
yeah, I
as far as
understand, man.
gameplay.
I work a full-time job and then come home, and of course I got a girlfriend, so I gotta like give her attention too. So it's a little hard for me sometimes. Um,
I know the feeling. I don't even have a girlfriend, but I do contracts on the side too. So it's
okay, well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, you'll be staying busy, especially during the winter time. Um,
yeah, for sure. And in
let's see.
Arizona, it doesn't get that cold. So
Yeah, no, I've been told it must be nice. I'm in Indiana, dude, and it's
oh,
fucking
okay.
cold as shit here.
I
Um,
moved from Illinois out here a few years
so
ago.
you know, yeah,
Yeah.
fucking snow sucks.
Yep. Yep.
Um, so retro space ball. How long
Yeah. Yeah.
have you
Back to the
developed?
game.
How long
It's
have you
it's
been
been
developing it?
it's just over 2 years, right?
Mm,
And yeah, I was working on a space game before this for like it was like 2.5 years or 3 years. I don't know. The thing is I started it with one dude, and then he just wanted some art. And then once the game got to like a certain level, it was for an assignment for him, so he just dropped off the team. And then
mm,
I was like, I want to keep going with it. He didn't want to give me the code. I was just the artist. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna learn how to do that. And so I found the exact same tutorial he was doing, and I started this route. This was like 10 years ago. I
right.
started this route on like learning how to program a simple space game, right?
Hmm.
And then it was like, I'm gonna make this the best space game ever. It was like this 2D open world No Man's Sky, right?
That would
And it was
actually be
just
kind of cool.
it would have been really cool, yeah. But there's this thing called feature creep, right? And that's what that was. I created a feature horse, and I just kept learning how to use Unity and just stacking features on this game, and so there was no finishing it. It just wasn't going to happen. And luckily, what happened was the language I was using, Unity script, got deprecated, which was sad and scary at the time because that's what I was using. But luckily, I had learned C sharp and I had already understood it. I was just still using the old shit when it got deprecated. So it gave me a reason to stop that project and then start with Retro Spaceball. So
Yeah,
I basically took this huge overscoped project and cut the shit out of it, and then took something and made something completely different with it.
I
And
would
that's
love
Retro
to learn how
Spaceball.
to code and make my own game eventually. I always told myself
You
as a
should.
kid that I was going to be a game developer, but like it never happened.
See, that's me too, except now it's happening because I just kept going at it. And it was about 10 years ago, maybe that I started programming, and it was this
mhm.
uphill battle, man. But I'm finally at this point where I can do it somewhat quickly.
If I was going to develop a game, I think I would develop because my love for Zelda is very high in Final Fantasy. I think I would try to develop like an adventure RPG that kind of was like Zelda, but was like had features of Final Fantasy as well. Like I
I
really love
don't,
turn-based games.
yeah, I
Um,
don't want to spill too much beans, but my next project is definitely, I'm thinking, an RPG action adventure.
there you go. I
But I
would
can't
play
go
the
into too
shit
much
out of it.
detail about
All
it.
good, all good. I won't ask you anything about it.
No, no, it's cool. It's my own project. I can say as much as I want.
Oh yeah, there you go. Um, that sounds actually really cool. I would love to see. Okay, so like I'm loving Retro Spaceball. I've actually played a little farther into it than what the video showed.
Awesome.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, you played like really far into it, so that's great.
yeah, I didn't know how long it was gonna be. I thought
Sure.
it was a demo. I didn't realize that it was actually a full length game.
Well, it's not done yet.
Oh,
It's
okay, so
got
it's not done yet.
it's in beta for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I'm still planning on working on it for at least another year. As far as I don't know exactly when it's going to have this hard release,
Hmm.
but it's going to get updated after that. Obviously, that's what
Right.
happens with games. So I'm not too worried about the whole hard release thing. Just continue making it until they're not playing it anymore. That's
I
the
mean,
plan.
and great thing about games is, there's really no games that don't get played anymore. Well, I mean, except for Club Penguin, but um, that's a
Well,
whole nother.
people talk about Club Penguin a lot. It
You
still
know,
comes up in conversation all the
I
time with
never
me.
played Club Penguin, so I never understood the hype. I only understood the memes.
I never
Um,
played it either, but I know a lot of people did, and those people still talk about it.
I used to play
Same with
this
Neopets.
game as a kid that was kind of like Club Penguin, but it was it was so weird. So like you got these little weird dudes that it was like Skylanders before Skylanders was a thing, and
I'm not super familiar with that. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know what
so
that is.
you would get this thing that you would plug into your USB drive on um, your computer, and then you would set these little dudes on there, and then you would become that dude in the game. And then it was like a hub world, like
Oh,
Club Penguin,
okay.
but you would like sit there and fucking do quests all day, and it was like the dumbest
Huh.
game ever, but it was a lot of fun, and I don't remember what it was called. I used to play this old devil dude all the time, and then you would need different dudes to do certain shit in the game, and
Huh.
it was a
But
lot of fun.
the novelty was that your dudes were on hardware that you had to purchase then?
Yeah,
Is
your
that
guys were on
okay?
hardware that you would purchase, and they weren't very expensive. They were like a couple bucks. It wasn't, like, oh,
Sure.
you need to buy this big ass
Yeah,
pack,
just
and
like a flash drive, basically,
right. Yeah, except for it was like a full size like figurine, and you would just place it
right?
on this. It was like 5 inches tall, and it was cool. And
That is
um,
cool.
God, I wish I could remember what the hell that game. I'm about to do my research when I get off here. Um, I'm about to find this
Yeah,
game.
yeah. Toys are fun, like as far as
Uh,
research goes.
I would love to get a hold of that devil guy again. I can only that's the only character I remember is the devil dude. Um, it was so fucking fun to play that game. Um,
Oh yeah.
about the
I
shit.
love games of all kinds.
Yeah,
I'm
I
actually
do
working
too. I'm
on a
not really
card game
picky.
and a dice game right now too.
Nice. I actually just recently started playing Cthulhu Wars,
Yeah, I've heard
which
about this and I haven't checked it out yet.
uh,
You
I
like
had
it?
seen it on Kickstarter a little bit, and yeah, I like it. I got my boss at work, believe it or not, got me into it, and we play all the time. I'll go over to his house. We'll play it and shit. I've only
That's
played like
great.
one game with him though, but we got a game coming up this week and next weekend, so I'm
Yeah.
getting pretty
You know,
excited
I,
for
I
that.
loved that film, Call of Cthulhu, and
I
I also
love
really loved
Lovecraft.
the book, The Necronomicon. That was a really
Nice,
great book. It actually got me into fiction, I would say. Before that was
nice.
all nonfiction.
Say, my uncle actually got me into Cthulhu. He's a huge Cthulhu nerd. And so basically from there I discovered all the Lovecraftian lore and all that, and I love it.
Nice. Yeah,
Love
I'd
it to
like to
death.
delve back into it, but I've really been sci-fi for like the last 5 years.
Well, if you love Lovecraft, there's this game on, I believe, itch.io, and it's like Mario Party but with Lovecraftian characters.
Really? Oh, that
Yeah, it's
sounds great.
fucking awesome. I gotta find it. I'll send it to you on Twitter if I can find it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's fucking cool.
You know, I'm on itch all the time, so I'll probably see it.
Yeah, I am too. That's where I find the majority of my indie games to play. But it seems like every time I find a really cool indie game to play, Markiplier plays it literally the day before, so it's like, fuck, there goes my viewership. Um,
Ah, no, don't you know what? Don't look at it that way, man. Look at it as people
uh,
who want to see more of what he's
yeah,
done will look
exactly.
for more people doing it, and you'll be the next person on the list because you were
Oh
there
yeah,
right then. You know?
yeah. I was planning on playing that weird heart demon game that he had played recently, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and I put it off for like a week, and then I see his video, and I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, for me, it's hard for me to watch a lot of the really big streamers because they end up putting on this persona that doesn't
Yeah,
jive with me so much. It just jives with more like a mass viewership, and that's
right.
fine for them. But for me, I prefer smaller
I do as well.
streamers
I
and
watch
YouTubers to
more
watch.
small people than I do anything. Right now, my biggest thing is Daisy. I watch a lot of fucking Daisy players, and they're not like
Daisy.
super huge.
I've heard about Daisy, but I have not played it. I'm not sure if I've seen footage of it either. I'll have to
It's like
look into Daisy.
a open world hardcore survival zombie game with it's like massive. Like
Okay.
it'd take you an hour to cross the map, and
Ah,
um,
ah.
and like you ever heard of Ark Survival?
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
haven't
it's
played it, but
it's
I've heard a lot about it.
similar to Ark Survival, but not like that. So it's like you can find guns and shit all over the map, and you gotta loot up. But like you have
Okay,
to eat,
but
you
with
have to,
zombies in a
yeah, and
post-apocalyptic city or
other
something like
players as
that.
well. 60 players up on a map that all want you dead, pretty
That's so
much.
cool. With
Um,
guns and that type of
yeah,
shit,
and you
right?
start with absolutely nothing, so death is like
That
huge.
sounds
If
really
you
great.
if you die, you lose everything.
Like,
It's
don't get me wrong, I'm kind of zombied out, but I'll tell you what, back when I was in junior high, I used to have very vivid dreams of games, and that was a game that I dreamed of, except it was VR.
that would be awesome. A fucking VR Daisy game, that'd be sick. Um, I'd play that. Yeah, DayZ doesn't focus so much on the zombies. It's just there as like another threat. It's like they're not they're
Good, because the zombies are
um
kind of overdone, I'd say. But yeah,
yeah,
it's a good theme, I guess. If
they're there to
you know,
just, put out the apocalyptic vibe, really.
sure,
Yeah, they can be
sure,
dangerous, but it's like really there's not many in each city, and
yeah,
it's
it's
more
more
like
about the players.
it's more about playing smart because like if you fire your gun, yeah, you might get a horde after you. They're not hard to kill. One shot kills most of them.
So let me ask: is it mostly co-op as far as
No,
the online
it's
players go?
massively online player, just like Ark.
And
Everybody you can
everyone's
build
working
base.
together, or
Oh
you
no,
can kind of
oh hell
okay,
no,
you got a
don't trust
faction.
nobody. No, no
Okay, you
factions.
trust nobody.
You
Okay,
can play solo or you can play with a group if you manage to find each other. There's no mini map. There's barely a HUD. You get your
okay, I
health, your
see.
food, your
And
temperature
instead
level,
of
all that.
dinosaurs, there's hordes.
Zombies. Not
Yeah.
really hordes. Sometimes you run into a horde, like in a
Okay.
military zone. But yeah, you should look it up. It's a lot of fun to play that game. There's a lot of roleplay
Okay.
servers. They're
Well,
a
I
lot of
just
fun
got
to
a nice
watch.
gaming laptop finally, so I can
There you
actually
go.
run games.
I was thinking about getting a gaming laptop, but then again, I'm building a PC at the moment. It's
Nice,
going to
nice.
cost me roughly about 2,400 with
Yeah,
peripherals and everything. Um,
I went the other way. Last year, 2 years ago, I got a desktop Dell, and it was
mhm,
like 700 or something, really
it's not
cheap,
too
and it
bad.
got me by. And then now I'm like, okay, I want something that's VR ready that I can take to these
Yep,
places, to show games and stuff.
yep, exactly. That's
Because
how
that's
I'm
where I'm
trying to
at.
be.
I need a workstation more than a gaming computer. It just so happens that they're like the same.
Yeah, when I get my PC done, I planned on streaming a lot of DayZ and then taking
Cool,
that and
cool.
uploading it as YouTube footage. But then I realized listening to some of the DayZ YouTubers, they're like, you can go a week and only get a half hour of good footage.
Ah, okay,
And
okay.
and I'm like, wow. So I really am gonna need a big ass beefy hard drive. So I'm putting a 5 terabyte hard drive and I want 2 terabyte SSD in that bitch. The 5 terabyte hard drive will go strictly to recordings.
Yeah, that sounds like probably overkill, but hell yeah, that sounds good.
Well, that's the thing though. I stream or I stream. I don't stream. I can't stream yet. I might be able to stream off this HP that he gave me. But
Sure.
um, I record a game called Peaceful Days. It's like a farming simulator game, kind of like Stardew Valley, but not.
Hmm.
There's no monsters in it, no threats, nothing. It's just more puzzles and having a good time. I'm testing that game at the moment. It's not out yet, and
Cool, man. So you test a lot of games, then I take it.
yeah, people DM me all day long and just like, hey man, can you try out this game? And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll try out your game, man. Um,
Nice.
and I'm all for it. Like that's my whole thing on my channel is just trying to get people to see more indie games.
I do it too, but I really don't have as much time as I'd like to do that stuff because I end up testing my own game like all the time, and
Yeah,
then to test someone else's game, it's like I want to more than I can. It's a weird thing,
I would love to
but
develop my game one day. Um, right
you should
now,
definitely start. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean
I might start
find an
learning the
engine.
code and all that. And I'm just no good at art. I'm horrible with it. So
Everyone sucks when they start. That's the
yeah,
way anything is. It's just like coding. You'll get better. If you do it every day for an hour,
right.
then and then draw for an hour, you'll get good.
Yeah,
That's just how it is.
it's just you got to put practice in. More questions on the game.
Sure, yeah,
So obviously it's in beta at the moment.
it is.
And do you have a time frame of when you're gonna have it released? You said you want to put about
I'd
another
like to
year in it,
say 2020. Yeah, I'd like to say 2020, but who really knows
right?
with this type of thing?
You can never really be too sure, You'll be close to release date and you're like, oh, hold up, let me add this in. And then
I
two
don't
years
have
go by and
any.
you find it release.
I don't have any current investment coming on. It's all me, so
Hmm.
I'm the one that's pulling the trigger on this one.
Yeah, I mean,
So I
and
might wait as long as I can, just to kind of have a snowball effect and build up fans and the
exactly.
community before I really launch it onto Steam first, and then I'm going to do a hard release and then update it. So
I think they,
we'll keep it going as much as
I
possible.
think the game is great as it is. I'm enjoying it. It'd be cool if there's like a story element to it. That would be awesome.
I
Uh,
agree. I want to get more in there, and that's part of the plan. To do like little cutscenes, like kind of at the beginning, like mostly what you would see at in an arcade. So I want to do
right. So
almost
like
like in a track screen at the beginning.
kind of like the
and
old
that type of stuff.
Pac-Man machines when you would get like
Exactly.
3 levels in and then boom, a cutscene. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I always loved that. I thought
Mm-hmm.
that was really cool.
And in Pac-Man again, there's another thing that I want to kind of take where is there's a almost like a tutorial type thing where they tell you
Hmm.
like, hey, these ghosts are different. They have different names. It gets
Right.
you thinking that, hey, maybe the ghosts do different things, and it kind of teaches you how to play a little bit. I'm gonna go a little bit further because there's a lot of hand holding that goes on, and people have asked me like, hey, where's the tutorial and stuff. I'm trying to avoid a tutorial,
In
but I'm gonna
reality, I
have
think the
little
first
cutscenes.
level is more of a tutorial than anything because it's not, it's not, there's
That's a
nothing
huge compliment to
huge.
me. Because that's what I was going for. It was very, very difficult to come up with the first level. It was extremely difficult, actually.
The first
I'm
level
making a
compared to the
video
rest of the
on the
game
level.
is by far the easiest level. There's nothing blocking your ball from going up. There's no like monsters. There's no awesome boss fight. I think the first level will definitely get you an idea of what the how to play the game, and then
Yeah.
as you
So
progress, you'll realize, okay, yeah, this is an
with the first
action game.
level, I actually got some really great user feedback from another developer, actually. And we became pretty good friends for a good month. We were going back and forth on with ideas and stuff. But
Nice,
his ideas was like, hey man, there's too many mechanics on the first level. The first level was the fifth level at this point. So level number
really.
5 was the first level before the beta. And he said, hey, there's just too much going on. And a lot of people were upset that it was too difficult, which I thought was crazy because it was too easy for me. And
Right.
I wanted to make a game for everyone that was good for the hardcore players and good for the people who are just picking up, not knowing what to do. So he's like, strip everything and just start with nothing. And I'm like, that's a great idea. So I did it and it worked. I was like, hell yeah,
Hmm.
I can beat this level in 7 seconds. You know?
Damn, wish I
Yeah.
could. Shit.
Well,
I
man,
know.
I've been playing it for 2 years.
Well, yeah, you got 2 years worth of practice going here.
Like every day too. Yes, I'm getting good even though I'm not trying.
You're gonna be professional at this point.
So the next thing I did was I wanted to make it fun for everyone still. So
Mhm.
I actually added a challenge to the first level, and I think you got it on accident. It was either you or another YouTuber that had a video the same day, and I got them confused maybe. But
Maybe.
there's gold medals hidden throughout the level,
Yep, I got the
right?
gold medal on the first level.
Yes, exactly. And it was supposed to be really hard to find, but apparently you can find it by accident, which is good also because I want to make it so these bonus levels kind of add more to the game, right?
Okay, so when you get a gold medal, you get the bonus level.
That's what's going on. It's
Okay,
kind of funky because it's a gold medal versus a silver medal, which is given by points.
right.
So all of a sudden there's like a paradigm shift of how the medals are awarded. But to me, it's like who really cares? The bronze medal's a door prize. Silver medal means you got a lot of points. Gold medal means that you've found the special item, which is in all significance, it's more important than the
Hmm.
points, really.
See,
I
now I
think because
wondered
then you
that
get
because
these
like
extra points. Right?
there's like
And then
levels. Go ahead.
so to go even further, sorry, not to cut you off. So
Oh,
the
you're good.
bonus levels, they have a special in-game currency that's awarded if you beat the bonus level in a certain time. That's the next step. And I still haven't, honed in the perfect time for each level. So I think it's just like a minute and 30 seconds for every level right now.
Okay.
But this currency is going to unlock even further levels. And then I'm not sure, but there might be a mobile version that comes out eventually where you could actually purchase these levels if you can't beat the bonus levels. So I'm not sure how that's all going to translate into Steam eventually, but I don't want to do in-app purchases on Steam. And it's the mobile one is actually not coming along that great, so I'm going to stop on that completely until the Steam release is done. So
That's
there'll be
probably a
some
smart idea.
idea swapping, but yeah, I'm not really sure how it's going to play out exactly.
Say a mobile version of this game would work somewhat easy, I guess. You just use your thumb and controls the ship, I guess, right?
The controls can be difficult. The way I've got it right now, it's actually so. Say you're holding the controller or the phone vertically, and your
Hmm.
thumbs are on either side, and you would do the your right thumb to move right, and your left thumb to move left. But the way it's coded is that it's actually a big slider that's invisible. So you could use your finger on any point of the screen and slide back and forth.
So what I was
But
saying. Yeah.
people are looking for your finger to have the ship stick to it, which A, ruins the pixel art of the ship, and B, you're just moving your finger and shooting with your finger, which is almost a completely different game than Retro Spaceball, which has no verticality control other than by shooting the ball. So it's not easy to get people's minds around it on mobile, I've realized.
Yeah, there's not really a lot of mobile games that I'm typically interested in, except for this RTS game called Darkland Wars, which will be hopefully coming out within the next year. I just
I'm
like the
not sure if
idea of
I've
it.
heard of that. I
Uh,
might have.
so
I see so many indies.
mobile games like War, Age of Fire, or the Final Fantasy real-time strategy game, or
Hmm.
um,
But
so
they all
basically,
kind of suck because they're all monetary, and this one's trying not to be. That's
kind of.
their thing?
They're going for no pay to win. They're not. They're going to have
Yeah.
microtransactions, but
No,
it's not
I
going to
think I
be.
have heard of these guys. They're on Twitter,
Um,
right?
yeah, they are on
Yeah,
Twitter.
I think I follow them.
They're not going for any sort of um, microtransactions at all. Well, they are going to have microtransactions, but it's not going to be like overpowered. You get all this shit. It's not going to be pay to win
Yeah, yeah.
whatsoever.
That's what I prefer. I mean, who wants to pay to win anyways? Those games
Exactly.
are
That's
not
what
lame.
they ruined the genre of that kind of
They
game,
ruined the whole platform almost.
making it all pay to win. And that's the thing about mobile games. Most mobile games nowadays are all pay to win. Like Clash of
Right. I have
Clans,
friends
man.
who
You can
won't
just get
play
to.
mobile games. They just
I
won't. They've given up on mobile because they think it's a cash cow.
Pretty much. I mean, I play indie games on mobile sometimes. I don't really have a great phone for that, but whatever
Mine's getting
games
old
I
too.
can. Yeah, I need to get a new one. I'm planning on it. But
Yep.
yeah. Um,
Indie games can still be fun. They can still exist on mobile. It's just the
mhm.
marketplace is very it's a minefield. You know
I
what I
used to
mean?
play the shit out of this mobile game called Reaper. It was a lot of
Oh,
fun.
I haven't heard of that. I'll have to check that out.
It's not bad. It's like a kind of like a little hack and slash game, but it's not bad. It's a lot of fun.
Cool.
Um,
Yeah.
so
It's hard to find a fun one.
you've been developing this for years now, a couple years.
Yeah. Yep.
What other
Definitely.
games have you developed?
So the game I put out just before this was actually a game jam game called Dodge People VR, which
Dodge People VR.
it was the first time I did a game jam with like everyone. It was the second time I did a game jam with everyone in the same place, right?
Hmm.
And that's sometimes a lot easier to do than I guess it all comes down to who you're with, really.
Mm-hmm.
But having everyone in the same physical location for a game jam can make things flow way better, and that was the case in this. So we had someone doing the VR. I was doing all of the models and or almost all the models, a lot of the UI and a lot of the 2D assets, and it was a 72-hour game jam. So I was already kind of covering a lot, and then I did the audio as well, and like I kind of just took on extra projects in that one. And then there was the game jam before that. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. More about Dodge People VR. It's a reverse dodgeball game in VR. So
Mm-hmm.
you play as a giant dodgeball, throwing people at another giant dodgeball. There's like a team over there,
That's
and it's
freaking
actually a lot
awesome.
of fun. It's actually a lot of fun. It's
Um,
not easy to get the throwing mechanic down in VR, but once you get it down, it works pretty well.
See, I don't have a VR headset at the moment. Would you be able to play it without VR headset?
I wouldn't recommend it. It has Steam VR, which and VRTK, which comes
Mm-hmm.
with like a what do they call it? Like an emulator, but it doesn't
Okay.
work very well.
See, I
I
plan
mean,
on plan on getting a headset eventually, and I'll have to wish list that and fucking play it because that sounds awesome.
well, it's free because it's a game jam game, so you can just jump on it and download it. But
Awesome.
yeah, you're gonna want a headset. The one I got was I actually got it for my old Dell system, which, like I said, was middle of the road, like a seven
Mm-hmm.
hundred dollar system, like in 2018, I want to say,
Mm-hmm.
and I got the Windows Acer WMR headset. It's $200. Came with the motion controllers, and there's no
Yep.
user on the and $200 and it works. So I was like, all right, let's do it.
It's not too bad. I didn't even
Yeah, I
know they
mean,
had VR headsets that cheap.
Right, and that's why I grabbed it, and I could test it from my friend who had one on my system, so I knew it was going to work on my system. And there was a few different things of why I got that one, and I wouldn't get that one now. I'd get something better because I've already done
Yeah,
a few.
I'm thinking about grabbing the new Vive headset, or the one that's by Steam or Valve, I guess.
Yeah,
Uh,
I haven't read anything too much about it.
I think the controllers are the selling point of it, because like it tracks all your fingers. It's not just like, one or two.
Yeah.
It's like all of them. And there's a game being developed on there called, oh, I can't remember now, but it's like Half-Life in VR, but it's like the they have physics in the game that are
hmm
realistic. It's
Yeah.
freaking
No,
awesome.
it looks great. I'm gonna have to jump on that eventually, but catch up. I usually get games about a year or two after they come out because I'm usually so deep in my own project and my funds are usually tied up. So
Yeah, that's pretty much how I am as well. I'm still waiting to play the new Star Wars game, and it's probably going to be a minute before I get a hold of it. But
right
um,
on. Yeah.
so let's see, what else can we ask you? What's the biggest problem you ran into while developing Retro Spaceball?
During Retro Spaceballs development, all right. So I would say the hardest part about it is that since it's unique, because it's quite unique. I mean, it's not completely unique, right? So basically, if you haven't played Retro Spaceball, or let's say you're not watching the video and you're just listening for some reason,
Right,
it's it's uh it's a vertical shooter combined with pinball. So it's taking a two genres that you've already played before, most likely. Most people have played pinball or a video game pinball, and most people have played a vertical shooter. But now you're hitting the ball to go through the level. So all of a sudden, it's something you'd never done before.
right,
And people approach it all. They always approach it differently. Some people are like, "Oh, I know this. It's just like this," and other people are like, "Oh, it's just like this." And usually they both end up saying, "Oh, but it's kind of more like this also." And that's kind of how it is. It's like it's kind of like something you've played before, but kind of like something you're not as familiar with usually,
right.
whether it's on one side of the coin or the other, and you've got to kind of learn how to do both at the same time now. Which is something I love. I'm actually like a DJ also, so the idea of doing two things at the same time is kind of my idea of fun, I guess. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's. Do you rely heavily on the nostalgia factor, or do you enjoy when people say this is like, oh man, this is like, let's see, Galaga, or you love that, or do
Well,
you
it's
want it to
it's
be
not
unique in its own way?
it's not so much of a reliant thing. I think it's kind of like a thing that just kind of comes out of me naturally.
Hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. When I started, I was like, people like retro stuff. I like retro stuff. I should make a retro game. And then I had trouble coming up with a title, and it found its way into the title.
Retro Spaceball, it works, man. It's simple and it
It was
gets
a
to the
working
point.
title, and for like a year, I was asking people, "Hey, what do you think of the title?" I have dozens, if not,
Right.
like 50 titles from either other people or notebook titles that I've tried to come up with for a better title, and what I've come up with is that Retro Spaceball is the best title. So
I
um
think it works straight to the point, pretty simple. I
yeah,
like it.
and I mean I am definitely making a retro game now. There's no going back at this point.
Right.
And when it was not Retro Spaceball, when it was the previous space game, it was called Destruction of the Heavens. It was like this big,
Hmm.
it's going to be like a sci-fi novel, So I wanted that one to incorporate 3D and 2D elements and do like a 2.5D in that one, which was going to be a lot more expansive and stuff. And I
Hmm.
realized how time consuming that can be. So
Yeah.
doing the two-dimensional stuff I knew as a solo developer was going to be a lot quicker, and that was one of the major reasons I chose retro. But a hurdle there was that I actually hadn't done a whole lot of pixel art. I had done a lot of Photoshop and a lot of 2D graphic design stuff, and I had a very strong understanding of how pixels work and all of that stuff, but I had never actually gone in and learned the rules, so to speak, of pixel art. So I had to do that, and luckily, because I'm a proficient artist, and that's what I went to school for, and I'm good at art in general. I was pretty quick at learning the rules and picking it up, but it
Right.
was a hurdle for sure because it took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take.
And you did all the art in Retro Spaceball, or did you get like with game or what is it, RPG Maker? You get pre-made stuff.
I made every single asset in Retro Spaceball, so
There you go.
I don't buy assets, or I don't rely on other people. It's all stuff that I've made. So the music, the art, the code, the design,
It
from
looks good.
every step of it. Thank you. Although I did use someone else's font for the logo.
No,
So
okay, that's fine now.
zero velocity, I think, is the title. But it's a free license, so I'm good on
Hmm.
that.
Was it hard to animate some of the moving objects in the game, like all the
Yeah, oh yeah.
bullets, everything like that?
I've been using Unity since 2013 now, so I've actually had a chance to watch some of the systems grow, and
Mm-hmm.
the mechanism system in Unity is something that has gotten, it got to a certain kind of point where you had to learn it. As everything. I mean, you kind of hinge your game around it at a certain point because it's a super powerful tool. And once I learned how to use that, it changed the game, like literally. And then I learned how to, use it in its most optimized manners, and how to just make the most of it, and how to base your game around it, and to know what
Right.
it really does, because it's got some weird things going on with it. But it's fun. It's cool. The animations are definitely like an uphill battle, but animation was part of my major in college. So
Okay.
yeah,
See, I never graduated high school.
cool.
Not by yeah. I
I
know it's
think
so
that's
much fun.
actually cool, man. Because I did not want to complete high school myself. I think I owed $20, and they're like, "Rick, you get to graduate if you come up with $20."
That's not bad. Like, hey, dude, give us $20 and we'll give you your diploma type shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's funny.
yeah. So
Um,
I pinned it on my mom that way. I'm like, Mom, they won't graduate unless you give them $20.
that's fried.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
see, I think my reason was a little dumber than that, but I actually had a kid, or well, I thought I was having a kid, but
Oh,
um,
wow.
yes, I dropped out and got a full-time job and all that dumbass shit. It was fun. Um, I plan on going and getting my damn GED or some shit because I want to go
Sure. I
to
mean, it would be,
contracting
a matter
shit.
of just time at this point, I'm sure, right?
Yeah,
Just finding the time to do it, right?
pretty much time and money and all that good shit because I'm
Right.
planning on going to school. I'm not really sure what I want to do. I think I'm gonna go and be a crane operator. They make a
Okay.
fuckload of money. Um,
Yeah, I would say go for something lucrative. Going for art was a terrible idea.
yeah, go
I
for
mean, it's
crane
something I was
operator
already
just so
good
I can
at
get that
too, so
money
it's
and
like,
then
yeah.
continue to do YouTube and stream and do all that shit in my spare time until that
Oh
makes more
yeah.
money than I make making crane operator. So
Yeah, I mean, that would be cool to, I mean, it'd probably be hard to make more crane operator, but
yeah, they make
it
about
sounds
90
like
an
that's not a
hour,
bad
so it's
job.
okay.
Yeah.
Um,
You know what, man? If you're a crane operator, maybe I'll see you around Phoenix every once in a while, or Scottsdale. They're always building stuff
yeah,
out there.
maybe. They'll probably
So.
have me across the world and shit, which will suck for my YouTube job, but who
Hey, get
knows?
a laptop, a nice camera and microphone. It's pretty portable these days. Just
Pretty much, yeah. Probably just grab a fucking
take
big
it with
ass
you.
MSI gaming laptop and
Oh,
go from
with
there.
my setup that I just got, which was only $1,000, and what the microphone's 150,
Hmm.
and what I don't know. Anyways, my point is, I could bring this up to the top of a building, and you know how cool that stream would look.
Hell yeah, dude. Is that a green screen? Fuck no, dude. Hell no, it's not a green screen. It's real.
That would
Um,
suck to lose your laptop,
oh
though.
man, it's windy that day and your laptop
Yeah.
just fucking goes flying off the
I
side of the
get like
building.
a strap with some Velcro and like strap it down.
Hell yeah. I mean, my desktop, I don't mind, fucking unplugging it and carrying it wherever I need to.
Oh, I
Um,
did that for a while too. Do what you gotta do.
yeah,
You
do
know,
what you gotta do. I mean, my
it was
fucking
just
case
time.
weighs like fucking 30 pounds on its own, so not really fucking
Yeah,
with the weight, but
my last laptop, I think I got it in 2012, and then in 2015, a cat killed it. Unfortunately, I can't really
ooh,
blame the cat. It was more my fault, right? I had it on the edge of a coffee table, You know how like the fans are like on the side typically,
Yep.
and so I had it hanging off the coffee table, and I must
Nice.
have just left it there.
Cat
And
knocked it over.
the cat just like probably just walked to the edge of it, and it fell like what, a foot and a half was enough to break on the carpet. You know,
Okay.
it must have just hit just right.
I broke my laptop recently by I was playing League of Legends. I got pretty mad and I smacked right next to where the mouse pad is. So I
Oh
guess that's where
no.
the fucking hard drive is. So I fucked my hard drive
Apparently, it
up.
doesn't take much, right?
Yeah, apparently not. I barely tapped it. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden my screen goes black and shuts off
Oh
on me, and I'm like,
no,
oh
right then and
shit,
there.
dude.
Wow.
It
That
sucked,
would have been
but
crazy, man.
oh well, man. What can you do?
Yeah, I mean,
So
unless you got insurance on it or warranty, right?
when full release comes for the
Yeah.
game, what is a price point we can look forward to?
It's going to depend on how much actually gets done, but I'm thinking anywhere between 10 to maybe possibly 25 at the very top,
It
because
wouldn't be
it
too
really depends on
far-fetched.
how much. Yeah, it really depends on how much goes into it. If I get like 3 or 4 more bosses into it and it takes another year and a half, then yeah, 25 is probably more likely.
Yeah,
But then there's sale prices. Eventually, it'll be down as low as $5 or 4.99 or something. You
right.
know.
And I
So
always
if
wondered
people
that.
can't afford it, they can still get it.
So with Steam, do they control how much your game goes on sale, or do you? Like, do they message you and be like, "Hey, do you want your game to be on sale, and how much?"
Well, honestly, I'm actually not on Steam. I'm kind of avoiding all that for as long
Yeah,
as I
I
can to
understand
keep my
that.
reviews up or whatever. But I do know just from researching that they let you do sales kind of whenever you want and for whatever price, and a lot of other places won't let you do that. But
Hmm.
itch and Steam, I think, will let you do that.
See, I like Itch a little better in Steam anyway because it runs better. Steam
I
constantly
love itch.
crashes.
It's way better for the developers. The Steam takes 30% right there, and in itch they don't ask for anything.
Really, I did not know that. Remind me not to make my game on Steam.
They will cover your taxes if you want, which is great.
Hmm.
So they'll take a few pennies out of each purchase to cover your taxes, so you don't have to deal with that bullshit.
That's not bad. That's pretty
It's
cool,
awesome
actually.
because I don't want to deal with the paperwork. I don't want I do like TurboTax right now because my company isn't even a company yet, technically. I mean, well, technically it is, but I'm not purchasing anything with it, and I'm not making any money off of it, so it's not on my taxes. You know what I
Right.
mean?
So I
But
always wondered.
it will be soon.
I always wondered how I'm gonna handle taxes if I ever became a decent YouTuber that makes money off of his shit. Like, I always
Yeah.
wondered how the hell you, like, if that's your full-time job, how the fuck you do taxes.
Well, you got to think about an accountant, perhaps a lawyer, perhaps.
True.
Just getting a DBA or a LLC, or to become incorporated. That's not the last step. You got to think about everything in between. What if you get sued or something?
Right.
How do you prevent that type of stuff? There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So I would say focus on making some revenues before you really want to get into that.
Right.
And then once you've got the revenues, you're kind of forced into it. So
Yeah, pretty much.
it's good to
Once
have a
you start
plan, I
making a
guess.
certain amount, I think it is, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the amount is, but I know I'm not there.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm definitely not there. I haven't even got my first
not
dono yet, but I'm not worried
not to
about it.
jump into numbers, but Retro Spaceball has only generated $26 or something like that. But that's all through donations, which is amazing. So I'm super happy about it. In fact,
Hmm.
that's like a lot more than I was expecting. I'm like, holy cow, it's making money.
Did you ever think that this game was gonna be popular? Like, did you like? What were your
Well,
expectations when making the game?
there's a few things going on here. So I'm still new to developing video games
Hmm.
online. My Twitter presence still pretty new, really. I mean, I've had the Twitter for like 10 years, but I just started using it a couple of years ago for Retro Spaceball. So there's a lot of things kind of working against me in that respect. But I also have been developing games for a lot longer than what shows on the internet, because I did this thing where I made a whole bunch of prototypes and didn't post them anywhere. I just kept on making tutorials and kept on working and just making a whole bunch of stuff that got nowhere. And then there was the whole destruction of the heavens thing, which again didn't even make it online. So there's all this stuff that I did that's not really accounted for on the internet. So I have the design skills and I have the talents, of someone who's been on the web for maybe 10 years, but I don't show it like that. It doesn't.
Right.
It's not. It more looks like, hey, this guy just put out a game and it's kind of decent, like, and it's his first game kind of thing. It's not really where. That's not really the truth about it, but that's how it
Right.
looks. So
That's,
yeah, I was hoping that it was going to get attention, and it is getting attention, and I'm really psyched about it. But I kind of assumed it would take this longer.
it'll get bigger. Watch. It'll blow up.
I'm hoping so, and if it doesn't, I have a great pivot. So I'm not for the game, but for another. And I can always just kind of stop if I realize people don't like it anymore or something.
True.
What I did was I created, I watch a lot of like GDC talks and stuff like that, and I found this really great talk, and I can't remember the person's name, but they talked about the inverted pyramid style of developing. So in a regular pyramid, you need the base, and then you need like a midsection, and then you need a top, right?
Right.
And without the top, it doesn't look like a pyramid at all. But if you're doing the inverted pyramid, you start with a pyramid, then you make it taller, and then you make it taller. So you already have a base product from the very beginning. And that's kind of what I did with Retro Spaceball. Even the super early alpha, there's almost a game there.
And if that's all it takes, man. Let's see. I just lost my train of thought, dude. I completely forgot what the hell I was gonna ask.
That's okay.
How many levels are in the game so far?
Okay, so that's a difficult question for me. I've been pumping out these bonus levels so much, and I'm not quite sure if they really count yet. So there's 12 regular levels, and then the first 7 have bonus levels. So 12 plus 7, that's actually a pretty hard piece of addition for me there.
That's not too bad though. 19 levels, technically.
Yeah, 19
Um,
levels. That's
so,
exactly right.
if I may ask, what's the currency for?
So it does nothing now.
Oh, okay.
It's just to look cool. No, I'm just kidding. So eventually we'll be able to unlock levels with it. That's the plan.
Levels.
But yeah, right now it's just it doesn't really do anything.
So when you become a massive developer and you're out here working for like Sega or some shit, dude, you need to come back to this game and like turn it into an arcade machine.
Honestly, I'm kind of already planning to do that.
Really? It's fucking awesome.
Well,
I want
so
one.
I hang out at a barcade, and I go to a lot of arcade conventions here in Arizona. It's pretty big. I mean, it's pretty big in most cities, and Phoenix is pretty big. So, anyways, I play a lot of Killer Queen, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with, is a indie game that's an arcade cabinet. Are you familiar with Killer Queen?
I am not. Sounds
Oh wow,
interesting though.
okay. So I mean, it's weird because it came out in 2013, and it's still picking up steam because it only came out on the arcade until just recently. Killer Queen Black came out on Switch, which
Now
is
I think
a
I have
different
heard of
game.
that. Killer Queen
It's a
Black.
different
I
game
saw
by
that.
different developers following the same IP with the permission of the original developers. See, the original developers that make arcade games, and so that's like their thing. They make indie arcade games. They're like boutique arcade games. And when I say boutique, I mean it. The Killer Queen arcade cabinet is 2 cabs, costs $15,000. My friend owns one. So we play it all the time, right?
That's fucking insane, dude.
It's 5 on 5. So there's 5 joysticks and 5 buttons, and each player just has a joystick and a button. And it's a great game. So there's 2 screens. They're both showing the same thing, and the whole game is all on the screen.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you got to check it out. There's YouTube videos and stuff. Red Bull does tournaments. It's an esport. I've actually been to a tournament. It was in LA. It was great.
I'll definitely have to check out Killer Queen. That sounds awesome.
It's a lot of fun. And then Killer Queen Black is fun. Like I said, it's a different game, and the arcade game is far supreme, I would say. I mean, don't get me wrong, Killer Queen Black is still fun, but there's nothing similar to going to arcade and screaming at the other people about killing queens with berries and shit and whatnot.
Right. That sounds awesome. $15,000. Awesome. Holy shit. That is a expensive cabinet.
Well, it's technically 2 cabs, but they're connected, so they need to
Right.
be together, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
That's pretty awesome.
I think that the price changed, but they also offer like support packages, and there's
Right.
like a beta they come out with a new beta that you can download, and then the release gets changed over time too. It gets updated. So it's pretty cool for an arcade system. It hooks up to the internet. It's got Twitch API support where you can have your screens with like kill counts and stuff. It's pretty cool, like the overlays, right?
That sounds pretty cool. Let's see.
So yeah, that's pretty big for me, like the arcade scene in general. So I would love to make a cab.
So we have a barcade here called Tappers. Actually, we have quite a few of them here in Indiana. They're a lot of fun to go to.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I love barcades. Honestly, I'm not sure if there's a big Killer Queen Indiana scene though.
Probably not. I don't know. We have a lot of retro shit. I like to play Dig Dug.
That's a good
uh,
one. I love that one.
Dig Dug's a lot of fun. Actually, I have the high
Oh yeah.
score on one of those machines out there somewhere. I think it was at a mall at one point, and I think they got rid of it. Now that I think about it, which fucking sucks because I really
That's too
like that game.
bad. But you know what, man? Those things are really expensive to take care of. And a lot of
Yeah,
times they get, they'll be on Craigslist and stuff like that. And who
yeah,
wouldn't want to buy it for $250 or whatever and just buy a new CRT for it, you know?
right. Yeah, eventually, when I get my own house, like I live in an apartment system right now, so when I get my own big ass house, I plan on having like arcade machines, an old school pinball machine in my
Yeah,
game
yeah.
room.
I
So that'd
really
be
want
pretty
to
cool.
make stuff, like I want to
Hmm.
make a pedestal type, not a pedestal, what was the name? A podium type video game system that hooks up to like any screen. So you could hook it up to a big screen TV or hook it up to a projector. And then I
Okay,
also really want a digital pinball game, like to program myself, right?
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I think that would be great.
You could do
Also, because
a
you could put shooters on there as well. You could put Retro Spaceball on there.
right. I was about to say, do a retro spaceball themed pinball game.
Digital pinball. Yeah,
Yeah,
the idea is there. Don't get me wrong. The funds are not there.
yeah, I completely understand that.
Maybe one day. Who knows?
Yeah, you'll get there. Just gotta keep working at it. Um,
Yeah,
that'd be cool,
totally.
dude. Make your own cabinet, old school
Yep.
pinball machine with
Yep.
fucking retro spaceball. That'd be dope. I'd buy one.
Oh hell
Um,
yeah.
uh, if I had the extra money at that point,
Oh
but yeah.
yeah. Well, I hope for that. I'm charging $15,000.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you'll be fucking making gold
Apparently,
money,
that's
dude.
how much it costs. So.
To make one? Holy shit,
I'll,
that's a
I'll make
lot.
it. I'll make it so you need two screens. Right?
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
you
I'm
got the
kidding.
shooters on one side and the other one.
I love Bumble Bear for what they do with Killer Queen. I really can't joke too much about it.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's
just
insane.
it's a funny price point to me because it's way out of my budget. It's a price point for bars.
Right, it's a good bar having game, and I mean you're gonna generate revenue off of that 15,000 anyway with people paying to play it, so
Yeah, yeah, right.
it wouldn't be too
Hopefully,
hard.
yeah. That's the plan. The world will fall in love with retro Spaceball. No, that would be great.
I mean it may happen. You never know. Who knows? I like it so far, so if I can like it, anyone can like it.
Hey,
Um,
I'm glad that you liked it as much as you did. Honestly, I was like, hell yeah, this guy loves it. Hell yeah,
it's a lot
you
of
know.
fun, dude. Love those classic style games. Is there anything that you can tell us about the future of retro spaceball as far as anything you want to share, actually?
Well, it's kind of like it might be mundane to some of your listeners. Like the UI is dated. A lot of the art is placeholder art still. Like it doesn't
Hmm.
look like it, but it is, and a lot of that's going to get redone. The final boss in the game might not be the final boss, and there's going to be another boss for sure,
Mm.
and hopefully more than one boss, because right now there's two. I'd like to have at least three before a final release, hopefully more, and definitely more levels for sure, more polish, because the game is still severely unpolished in certain aspects, but it works.
It works, man. It works.
It's fun, and I can kind of look at it from all angles right now and just so I want to work on this, and what I'm doing is I'm kind of leaving a lot of the fun stuff for the end
Hmm.
because it's really hard to keep developing, like to keep motivation going. And like towards the end, if all of you's left, all that you've left for yourself is the hard, difficult stuff, then it's a really big uphill struggle. And so you got to leave some level design or something towards the end, and that's my plan. So yeah.
Well, hey, if it works, man, and hopefully it does work out for you. I'm out of questions, so I guess we could wrap this up unless you have anything else you want to talk about or ask.
No, I mean, I would say I would love it if people to join my newsletter. It's so that way they can wish list the game on Steam.
Yeah, for
That's going to
sure.
be huge
Send
for
me the
me.
link and I'll post it in the description of the video.
Okay, yeah, I'll put that on Discord. And other than that, yeah, I mean, thank you so much for what you're doing, playing video games, playing indie games, talking to
I
developers. Honestly,
appreciate that,
that's
man.
not only as like a consumer, because honestly, that's the type of entertainment that I listen to. You know, I listen to
Hmm.
podcasts at work all day long about people talking about indie games just like this. So I'm super supportive in that respect, but also as a developer, oh my God, I can't tell you how much this means to me to be able to talk about my game with someone who's not annoyed.
Right. Um, yeah, no, I love what I do and I'm trying to make it a career one day, so I continue doing what I do and I try to make it the best I can and work with what I got. Oh, like, that reminds me, so,
Sure.
what are you working with, man? What are you developing the game on?
Unity is the software.
Um,
Sprite is what I'm using for the pixel art.
um,
Um, is that the angle you wanted to ask the question?
what kind of hardware are you working with is what I meant. Sorry, I'm
Oh,
horrible with wording
okay.
shit.
So the Dell that I have is like I said, it's middle of the road. It's got like a what is it? I don't know. It's not a great graphics card. It's like a something 1050, I think.
That's not a terrible graphics card. I mean, it can still play modern day games now, but not at
It
like
barely
60
works with
frames.
the
Yeah.
VR stuff, is what it is the
Oh
problem.
yeah,
It's not quite VR ready. It's almost VR ready. So I've
almost
got
VR
that
ready.
running through like 4 different monitors that I've found at like garage sales or garbage picking.
They should put that on the box. 1050,
Yeah,
almost VR ready.
almost VR ready.
That'd be a selling point right there.
Right. No, I mean honestly, it works with the Acer WMR in most games, you know. But then again, that HMD doesn't work with all games. Some games are only for Vive and that type of
Right.
thing. But that's a developer controller thing.
Yeah,
And
it's like
then
PlayStation, Xbox type shit.
yeah. So that's what I've been doing most of the development on. But actually, before I got this computer, there was a whole year of development where I was working on an even smaller computer with even worse specs. That it couldn't even run 3ds Max, which was like the 3D environment that I
Yeah,
went to
that
school
was that
for.
was my laptop, dude. I couldn't run fucking Minecraft.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
Who the
kind of the way
fuck
this was. I
can't
had to I
run
had to bring the
Minecraft?
draw distance way in to run
Yep.
Minecraft on this one. Like yeah, it
Even on
wasn't
the
the same
lowest
way.
settings of some of the most simple 3D games, it would not run it. It was amazing to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, no,
But
I purchased the Forest on this old system. I don't know if you're familiar with
I
that one.
love the forest. I love
And
survival games.
I had to put it on super low everything, and it
Yikes,
was
dude.
still the frame rate was like every 10 seconds.
I was lucky
It was
enough to be able to
unplayable.
run League of Legends on the laptop, but the thing is, I couldn't record it. Uh,
Oh,
because if I would record it, it would
yeah,
bring my
then it'd slow
frames
it
to
down,
a
yeah.
2.
That's
And
about
it
where
was,
I was with
yeah.
this one. I couldn't stream with it. I couldn't do anything with it. And then when I finally got this Dell, I could finally start streaming and I could start doing video editing and stuff
Hmm.
like that again. And then now this year, just this last November, or Black Friday, Cyber Weekend or whatever, I
Right.
got an MSI what is it, GL series or something.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. The black laptop with like the red LED keys.
This one's got the RGB keys, so
Oh,
it's like
okay, so
a,
yeah,
a,
you
a
got the
little
little bit
step
of
higher.
little step
Um,
higher than that one. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I was actually looking into that.
It was on sale. I can't remember what site I got it from, but it was like $1,000.
That's not
It's
too
like
bad.
$250 off or something. And it's VR ready. This one's a 1660 Ti, I think. Right.
It'll
The
last you a
graphic.
few years before games are too good to play it on it.
Yeah, and both these systems are i7 ninth gen.
Oh, well, so yeah, you got a good processor in that bitch then, so yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, I see that there's the i9 out, but I don't know much about it.
So
Let me see.
the i9 is just like it's really overkill for the most part. And most computer tech people tell you it's overkill. It's
Yeah,
got
that's
so
what
many
it
cores and
seems
so many
like.
threads. It's a really great processor, but it's really
W-
unnecessary as far as
Yeah, like what
gamers
am I
and
gonna
shit
do with
go. Like,
that?
right, like what are
Right.
you gonna do with all that? Are you gonna run a nuclear bomb off the thing? Like, come on. Um, yeah, it's really overkill, especially if you're just playing games like Retro Spaceball or um, Minecraft. Who the fuck needs a processor that good to run Minecraft? Um,
Right, right.
it'll run all the modern games really well, and then I guess it'll run any graphics card as well. So
And then as far as RAM, these are both 16 gigs, so that's nice.
yeah, that's always nice to get that much RAM in a laptop. They actually have one that has 32 gigs in it, and
Sure.
then they have another MSI laptop with 64 gigs in it, and I'm just like, who the fuck needs 64 gigs of RAM in a
I
laptop?
mean,
Or
I would raise my hand if I had the funds, but I just
right?
don't. So
No, I don't either,
this
dude.
is fine. This works. I'm happy.
The RAM I'm getting is overpriced anyway. I'm getting in my PC build. I'm getting that Trident Z Royal RAM.
Uh-huh.
That shit that looks like diamonds. Oh, it looks so
I
good.
don't think I've seen it, but
Oh, it's
it
nice
sounds
ass
cool.
looking RAM.
Some blingin' RAM.
Yeah, some blinging ass RAM, dude. It comes in gold or silver. I'm getting the silver because it matches my build scheme that I'm going for.
Nice.
I'm trying to
Yeah, I
build.
can't wait to see your build, man.
Yeah,
You'll have
I'm
to
building
post
a.
pictures when you're done.
Definitely will. It's gonna take probably all fucking year to get.
Hey, that's the best way to do it. You get the best prices if you wait for them, and then you have the
Yeah,
best system because you waited for the pieces. Yeah.
I'm gonna put a Ryzen 9 3800X in it, which is a decent
Cool.
processor. Goes up, competes with the i9.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Nice, nice.
and I'm gonna put a 2080 Super in it or a 2070 Super in it. I don't know. I think I might just
Now,
go with 2070.
what's that? Is that the graphics we're
Yeah,
talking
it's
about?
the
Okay.
GPU, the graphics card. Yeah, it's the new line of shit that NVIDIA just came out with. It's got ray
Ah,
tracing. It's that shit that makes Minecraft look like a real game,
I've
like a
seen
real
that.
life
I've
graphic
seen
game.
that. Yeah,
Um,
that was a pretty mind blowing GIF. I
yeah,
had
they're
to show
not.
my boss at the frame shop that.
Yeah, it's insane. It's like, hey, you can make Minecraft look like this. I'm like, okay, yeah, let me do that.
Yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, they're not that bad. The 2070 Super goes for about 400 some bucks, which ain't too bad. 400, 500 at the most, depending on brand.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I
Um,
love that the prices are leveling out again after all that
yeah,
Bitcoin
dude, the
bullcrap.
1070s are like so much cheaper now. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
yeah,
that's exciting. I really wish I had the time and effort to put into a build of my own, but
yeah, I'm
yeah,
going
that
for
must be
like a
really fun.
spaceship kind of look. It's gonna be like all white, kinda, with like the silver
Cool.
RAM and
Dude, I'm super excited for it.
yeah, I can't wait to get it built. I'm still trying to find all the pieces I want because it's a little irritating to find every piece I need.
So what
But
kind of mouse are you looking at? Because that's something I'm about to build.
so
I'm looking at my old mice here in front of me.
I love my mouse that I'm looking into. I love SteelSeries. I love their brand.
Okay.
Their most underrated company, I think, out there. They make some really high quality products for not that expensive, but I mean their headsets uh, can be expensive. Like the best headset they sell is like 300 bucks.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's really nice wireless
So
headset.
somewhat affordable,
Yeah,
but still high
they're
end.
it's basically competes with Razer prices. Um,
Sure.
so the
Not
best,
competing with Sennheiser though.
yeah, their mouse, the Rival 600, which is the mouse I'm going to be getting, is about 50 bucks, 60 bucks.
Okay.
But it's a decent mouse. I like it. I like the way it looks. But I'm kind of if I go with the all white build, I'm probably going to get peripherals to match it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of fucking with this new Cooler Master mouse that's on pre-order at the moment. It's got like all the holes all over it, so it kind
Okay.
of like, and then it has this big ass RGB light in the holes, so it like fucking lights up through all the holes and shit. And it's got side buttons, and it looks like a really nice mouse. That goes for about 60 bucks.
Right on. Yeah. Yeah.
And then
I've been looking at these ergonomic mice. I mean that would probably suck for gaming. But for, 3D
doing what you're
modeling, that
doing,
might
yeah, it
be
might be
great.
pretty awesome. As far as keyboard goes, I always like a nice mechanical keyboard that's quiet.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Sound is yeah.
yeah, if I could get something quiet and like nice and clicky, but it's quiet at the same time, that would be nice. Right now, I have a SteelSeries Apex 100 RGB uh, gaming keyboard. It's pretty
Cool.
nice. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not
You know,
terrible.
honestly, I've broken so many keyboards. That's like the last thing I invest in.
Well, this Apex 100 is about $30, and you can actually get it at Walmart. So,
Hell yeah, that's a great price point.
yeah, it's not bad at all. It's a basic keyboard, nice.
Is that corded or is it wireless?
It's corded, and I prefer
I
corded.
prefer it. Yeah, I don't like the batteries.
Yeah, I don't like batteries, and I don't like the delay. Now that I've noticed, like I don't
Right,
even when I play console games, I use wired controllers because the
right.
delay. I'm just like, wow, I notice it now, and I can't go back. Um,
I'm right there with you. Stadia is like, what the hell are you talking about?
yeah,
You know
see,
what I mean?
I feel like that console is gonna get shut down in a year. Like I feel like everybody's just really
It's
shitting on it.
well, it's gonna be for casual games, and I'm sure that'll
Right.
do fine. And it's just stupid to say like, oh, this will work for competitive gaming when it clearly won't. You
Yeah,
know?
it's not gonna work for competitive gaming whatsoever. Yeah, I can agree with that. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So
I
I
haven't
mean,
really looked in too much into
it's
Google Stadia.
yeah, me neither, honestly. But you know, the whole streaming thing, it's the way everything's eventually going, so I can see it going that way. But I'm more worried about developers than anything, because like, what happens when the game stops streaming? They stop getting paid. Like, what you know, like,
Right.
what about game preservation? What happened there? Like, no one's got that idea at all. You know, no one's trying to preserve the art form.
Yeah, what happens when the servers shut down and everybody that paid like fucking 10 grand in games is fucking losing all their shit?
That's a huge thing. In fact, I just had someone talk to me on Twitter saying that they don't play downloaded games at all. They'll make videos on hard releases only because they got their things stolen, their account stolen or something, and they
Yeah, that's
lost
crazy.
thousands of dollars. They couldn't get it back, and then they were getting charged for someone else's purchases, and they just had to go to court over it, and
That's
they're
absolutely
done.
insane.
They're done downloading. And I was like, I'm sorry. And they're, well, unfortunately, they're trying to talk me into homebrewing my game. And I'm just like, dude, I can't. There's no way, you know, like it's not as simple as that. Because you literally have to make the game for the specs of the system that you're trying to homebrew for.
Yeah, it's
You have
not
to do that
like,
from the start. And you have to know some type of awesome assembly or machine language or something to do
yeah.
that, right?
Yeah, that would be, I mean, I guess if you're making it for PC, it wouldn't be as hard, I guess, but I don't really know much about that shit, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Well,
Um,
that's what he's saying is that you know, there's no way to get a physical copy for PC these days. You know, you can't really mail in around CDs, you know what I mean?
right.
So he would be looking for a physical copy for a console. Like, how are you supposed to get that? Like, I guess you could mail him a physical copy for a PC, right? Maybe he'll
Yeah,
do it that way.
I guess you can mail it if you like burned it onto a disc and shit like that and made it
Yeah,
playable
put
on
it
a
on a
disc.
DVD. That'd be pretty easy to do. But
Yeah.
no one plays games from
Hell,
DVDs, you
most
know?
computers nowadays don't even fucking come with a disk drive.
Right, right.
Like, disk
That's
drives are
like
optional at this
yeah,
point.
it's like going by the wayside. The only reason why we still have them is because of like DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff, you know.
Pretty much. I mean, fuck, do they even make DVD players anymore? Like, is that a thing?
I'm sure they do. I mean, Tool just put out a CD, so they're
Maybe.
still
Shit.
making CDs.
That's
It's
wild to
just
me, because,
it's
like, we all have Xboxes or PlayStations, and they all fucking play Blu-ray, so I don't know why we're all buying fucking DVD players still.
it's one of those things. It's taking a long time to go away. I
So
mean, look
we
at
killed
cassettes.
V, yeah.
We were using cassettes for a long time.
The fucking,
Or records. We still use records. That's
yeah,
I
records are
do. I'm a record
still
collector.
popular as well. I have a record player slash Bluetooth speaker thing, and it's
That's
pretty fucking
cool.
awesome. Uh,
Yeah, I
the
mean
only
the
bad part
Bluetooth
is,
tends to have the delay, so I feel like that
yeah,
wouldn't work so much for mixing and scratching and
no,
stuff, but
no,
for
definitely
just
not.
listening, it works.
Yeah, the only bad thing is it plays tiny discs, so it doesn't work out for me because
Uh,
I actually have some bigger discs. Um,
like 7-inch discs that it
yeah,
plays. I
the
see.
normal size records. Yeah, it plays the small like 7-inch ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
No, I bought mine used from a friend. He had two of them. I wish I would have bought the other one, but I think he wanted that one at the time. So now I've only got one vinyl deck, but I've got three CD decks that I use in a 4-channel mixer. So I'm kind of old school with the CD spinning, but I
Oh,
prefer that method honestly than the MIDI.
I wish I would have bought this fucking. I used to hang out at this coin shop with one of my older roommates. He loved that place. We used to play cards over there all the time. Um,
Cool.
and one guy came in with a fucking old ass slot machine from Vegas, and
Oh hell yeah.
he only sold it for like $100, dude. And I was like, dude, I
Just trying to get
should
rid of
have
it.
bought that, man. Should
Yeah,
have bought
yeah.
it.
I mean, but then again, like you'd probably end up selling it too, right? Or I guess
Oh,
I,
I'd
I
have
feel like
kept
I
it.
would.
I would
You
have
kept
kept
it. Yeah.
it.
I mean, it'd
Yeah,
be
it was
cool
cool
to
looking.
have if you had like a business or something and you had it in
True.
front or something. But I
It
don't
was
know. I feel
pretty
like in your
cool,
living room, it'd
fucking
probably be like,
classic looking. I don't know. I'd put it in my game room just because I like
hey, if you
old
got a
shit
game
like
room,
that.
for sure, for sure.
Um,
I'm kind of living in a small place. So.
yeah, I live in a studio apartment. I'm looking at my fridge right now, my coffee maker, so it's all right. Um,
I'm kind of in the same boat. But I mean, I've got a nice 2-room apartment by now. But
yeah,
just
I'm
last year,
looking to get
I
that.
was in. Yeah, my last place was 525 square feet. So I mean,
Yeah, I can wake up out of bed, walk 10 steps, and open my fridge, so it's great.
Yep, yep.
Um,
Yeah, my last kitchen was so small, like it was just impossible to do anything in there, and it was also part of the living space. So it's yeah.
yeah, that's always sucks. I had an apartment like that. I don't even think I could stick my arms out both ways to in the kitchen. Otherwise, I'd
Yeah,
hit walls. It
and it's
sucked.
terrible because you end up paying what, like almost $800 a month to keep
Right.
this apartment, right? It's like
Shit. It's
you can
fucking
hear the
stupid.
out here in Arizona, they don't put insulation between the walls, so you can just like hear your neighbor sneeze, like
That's funny as fuck, dude. Uh,
yeah,
that's
they're
fucking
listening to your
great.
stream and stuff.
Listen to they fucking hear you taking a leak, dude. It's great.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, hey man, need some toilet paper? Just punch a hole through the wall real quick. Here you go.
Right, right. Paper thin walls, yeah.
That's
This place is
horrible.
a little bit better, but still there's not a whole lot of insulation just because they
See,
don't need it.
I live in a college town, so the walls are pretty
Ah,
insulated here, which is good because my neighbors are fucking annoying.
that's
Um,
cool. I used to hang out at where was that? Lafayette back in the
nice.
day.
We actually have a Lafayette about like 30 minutes away from here. Um,
That's the Lafayette I'm talking about.
oh, in Indiana, really nice.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm from Illinois.
I'm in Muncie, dude.
Ah, okay.
I used to
I'm
live
not
in
from Illinois.
Indianapolis. Yeah, I used to live in Indianapolis.
Oh, okay. I've been. I went to the Indy 500 a few times.
Yeah, nice. I was probably in the snake pit.
The Snake
Fucking,
Pit. I don't even know what that is.
that's fucking. So it's hard to explain. It's like where all the music is and the mosh
Oh,
pits
like a
and shit
bar or
like that.
something.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
uh, shit like that. It's basically where all the rednecks hang out. Fucking,
Hey,
it's
it's
I
better than
hate
getting
it.
stabbed in the audience at the race, right?
Yeah, shit. Yeah, that's true. Fucking Indianapolis, where I lived, it was like I fell asleep to gunshot ambience, so it was nice. Um,
I've heard it can get pretty rough. It's just so many people from out of town, right? They just all of a sudden they're there, and then it's like things get nuts, right?
That's more just the area where I lived,
Oh,
the
okay,
gang
okay.
violence and
You
shit
know
like
better
that.
than me, man.
I know Chicago people hate fucking Indiana people, which I'll never understand that beef, but
I didn't
it's
know
what it.
that. I had no idea. I lived in Chicago for a year. I did not know that.
Yeah,
Dang.
apparently, like people that associate with gangs and shit like that just absolutely hate people from Indiana, and I don't understand it. But
Oh, that makes more sense to me. Yeah, I don't associate with gang people, so
where I lived, there was nothing but gangs everywhere and all that shit. So it's like, yeah, I got the fuck out of there, thank God. Um,
yeah, yeah. You don't want to get shot or get caught
you
up in that
know, I'm
shit.
cool on getting shot. I've been shot at a few times, and I'm chilling on all that again. Not
Oh
trying to
man, I
die.
lived in Bloomington, Illinois. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but
I know where that's
it's
at.
got a
Yeah,
ghetto side to it. I was living in the ghetto side. That was pretty crazy.
yeah.
Like
Fucking
the
East
month I
Side, gotta
moved
love it.
in, a homeless person was murdered by children
What
for
the
some
fuck?
gang initiation thing. Yeah,
Fucking by kids,
this
dude.
was
Gotta
down the
love that.
street from where I was moving into. Yeah,
That's fucking absolutely crazy, dude. Absolutely stupid
and then
what
then
the
when I
world has become.
left, a few houses down, it was a daycare place that was getting busted for cocaine.
Nice.
Yeah,
We're gonna
so
drop your kids off and we'll send them home hyped up. That's how we're doing.
again, like in the same block of where I lived, like
Fuck that,
it
dude.
was pretty crazy.
Let's see. When I moved in with my buddy, he's like, dude, what kind of gun are you gonna get? He was telling me what kind of guns he's like, because he loves guns. He's that kind of dude. Um,
Okay.
Told him, dude, I
Okay.
want to buy a Barrett 50 cal. He's like, dude, you're trying to kill the guy robbing the gas station, aren't you? Basically, dude, some
Yeah,
fucking
I'm not a
gas
gun
station's getting
person.
robbed, and I want my fucking Doritos, dude. I'm gonna get my damn Doritos.
Like when I was living in Illinois, there was some I never shot them. I think I shot some guns when I was 14. Just never got into it.
I
It's
would
kind of
have a
bummer.
gun mainly for protection and just in case I absolutely ever need
Hell,
it.
I
I'd
could
rather
see
have it and
that.
not need it, and then need it and not have
I
it.
Yeah, I don't know. I could see that, but honestly, a lot of times where I'm in trouble, I'm usually in a situation where I should not have a gun.
Yeah, pretty much. Uh, yeah, no. Guns are. I like hunting. Hunting's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's not
I've
really
never
cool.
been hunting, but I used to shoot a bow like at targets.
Nice. I used to have a bow and some fucking hay targets. It was a lot of fun. Uh, I was alright at it. Archery. It's alright.
Yeah, someone broke into the house and stole the bow though, so I stopped.
Oh man, that sucks. That fucking sucks, dude. Rip.
Oh, that place used to get broken into all the time. It was
Oh
Illinois.
man. Yeah, it's Illinois. I guess you come to expect that. I want to go to that big ass Halloween event that Chicago throws every year. I don't remember what it's called though.
Well,
Uh,
I don't know if I'm familiar with that.
I don't know if it's new or not, but they like
Sounds cold.
pretty fucking windy as shit in Chicago, man.
There's like snow and shit. It's fucking
Yeah,
hard.
it's terrible. Um, I used to date a chick that lived in Berwyn, which is right
Okay, I
outside.
know where Berwyn is. I actually
Yeah,
dated a chick from Berwyn too.
nice. But watch it be the same chick. It's crazy. No, the odds of that. Um, yeah, no. This is when I was like 16. I was dating long distance, and then I went up there and saw her shit.
Cool.
She's alright. She's crazy, but you gotta love it. Yeah, no. We went to Chicago. It's fucking windy as fuck, dude. Fuck that. I don't like Chicago. It's too cold for me.
Yeah, yeah, too cool. I mean, it's fun if you got money and it's summer, and then it's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. That is not bad. It's not
That's about
terrible.
it.
The food's good.
The food is great. I love the
The
food,
food is fucking
and
awesome.
I'm super happy that Arizona has a whole bunch of Chicagoan like transplants
Really.
because they've actually brought some of the food with them. I'm not a fast food guy, but White Castle just opened up here for the first time, and it's because of all the Chicagoans. And there's a Portillo's here now, and what else? Different Chicago pizza places, of
Chicago
course.
pizza's fucking awesome.
Well, I'm a pizza guy, and like I make my own, so I will say that I make the best pizza in the state of Arizona for sure, because they just don't. It's not quite the same as a Chicagoan pizza, but
Alright, so
they try.
I'm gonna ask the year old question: pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Oh, honestly, I'm like super like liberal, I guess, when it comes to pizza toppings. Like I'll allow anything.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm pretty much the
yeah,
same.
I put broccoli on my pizza, and
I've
people
never
look
done
at me
that.
like I'm fucking crazy, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking crazy.
The only thing that I've eaten on pizza that I don't fucking like is ranch. I hate
Oh yeah,
ranch
no,
on my pizza.
I've moved away from topping or condiments almost completely.
Yeah, no, I don't fuck with that. About the worst thing or the best thing other than red sauce for me is barbecue sauce for a nice Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've had it good and I've had it bad.
yeah, I've had it good and I've had it bad. It's still my favorite pizza though.
Yeah, I mean it's good when it's done right for sure,
Yeah, definitely is.
and it's good cold too, believe it or not, right?
Yeah, I like it cold. Yeah, I like pretty much any pizza cold though. I like this nice it's like a barbecue buffalo chicken
Okay,
pizza
yeah,
that this
that
little
sounds
shop
interesting.
used to sell, and it's pretty fucking good, and it's even better cold. Um,
Yeah, I will say that the condiments that I keep around are barbecue sauce and hot sauce. Those are like
yeah,
those are the condiments I still like.
if I opened up my fridge right now, I got like six different kinds of hot sauce. I fucking love hot sauce. Put that
Oh, and
shit on
mustard.
everything. Oh
I,
yeah,
I like
mustard, dude. Honey
I like some
Dijon, my
stone
favorite.
ground or yeah, honey Dijon, the Grey Poupon
Yeah, Grape Poupon's really good
or
too.
horseradish is good too.
We're making all the viewers hungry right now.
Ah, yes, I think it's like lunchtime for me. Yeah,
I think it is too. It's it's four something for me.
yeah, it's like two something here. I've kind of skipped lunch. I think that's what's going on.
I literally woke up at like 11 and was like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch YouTube, not even record. So I started watching all my little indie friends videos because they upload every day. So I watch them, and then I start
That's
getting my day
awesome,
going.
man. Yeah, dude, totally. I mean, I do the same thing, but probably a little bit quicker because I'm trying to get it done quickly so I can start working on my own stuff. A lot
Yeah,
of
I
times I see
understand that.
my friends online and I'm like, oh man, I need to start working on my own stuff.
See, at that point, if I was working on my own game, I think I would have to be in Discord talking to somebody. Otherwise, I'd bore myself to death.
I do that too. A lot of times they'll be like strangers and stuff, which is kind of cool. They'll just pop on and be like, hey, check out this or something. All right, whatever. As long as
Yeah,
they're
for
checking
sure.
out my game, I'll check out their game.
Whatever, man. Fuck it. I'll have to. You'll have to send me the Discord information too. I'll pop in,
It's
say
pretty
what's up
small,
every now and
but
then.
I'm trying to grow it.
Well, I mean, so is the channel you're talking in right now. The workshop. I just
Oh
kind of
yeah,
created it for
mine's a
developers and
little bit
shit.
bigger, not a whole lot bigger.
Yeah. Um, I'm in a pretty big Discord channel with a bunch of indie developers, or not developers, but
The
players.
oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Because I know there's a huge developer channel that I'm not sure if you're a part of the InvaDev world.
I think I'm in their Discord. Yeah.
That's blowing up, which is
Yeah,
pretty cool.
it's getting pretty big.
I'm
It's
I'm
pretty
I'm
big.
I'm pretty happy with the Elder Council as far as who has stepped forward or whatever to become
Right.
that. I think they're all pretty cool devs. So,
Yeah, they're all pretty fucking awesome. I
and I
see
don't have the
there's
time to do anything like that, so I'm glad someone did.
right. Yeah, no, I don't fucking. I work too much and fucking try to do YouTube too much to be doing all that. But
Right. Someone's got to
um,
do it.
all right, man. Well, I think
Yeah,
this
this has
is
been fun.
yeah, it definitely has. If you ever come out with another major update or want to talk about your other games, let me know. We can do another one sometime.
Definitely. Absolutely. I don't know when, but
Yeah,
I will hit you
whenever,
up.
dude. Yeah,
Awesome.
keep me in the loop with the game. If you come out with new shit, I'll definitely be checking it out. 100%. I love it. So
Awesome. Yeah, I'll send you the stuff on Discord and we'll stay in touch.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
And
Right
if,
on.
if any of your viewers have any questions, they can reach out to me. I'm
Yeah,
at Rick Oakland on Twitter, RIKOCLON, and
link will be in the description.
rickoakland.com. There's I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on pretty much anywhere if you want. It's all in the game too. If you play the game, you can find a link. So,
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'll link everything down below, website, everything. Because
cool. Yeah, I
unfortunately with
appreciate all the
YouTube
help,
now,
man.
tags don't help you
Right.
whatsoever. So I usually go to a website and copy like the description and paste it, and then paste the website under it.
Hey, do what you
Um,
gotta do, man.
yeah,
But
because
I appreciate all the work you're doing, man. I really do.
I
And
appreciate
I'm
the
sure
game,
all of
man.
your viewers do too.
I appreciate that, man. It's the first time I've heard somebody tell me that, so I appreciate that a lot, man.
No, man, keep it up. Keep up the hard work because it's
You as
gonna pay
well.
off for you and me. Yeah, and I'm gonna keep it up also for sure.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
this is my life. This is
yeah,
all I do.
yeah. This will eventually be my life, hopefully. But
Yeah. I mean, I
I'll get
still
there.
work, but I don't even think about work when I'm at work. I'm thinking about games.
Yeah, I'm literally me too. I'm thinking about like, oh, what video should I do today?
Cool. Yeah. I mean, well, that's what it takes. It takes sheer passion.
Yeah, man, I got a fucking passion for it, so I'm gonna fucking keep doing it as long as
Hell
it
yeah.
takes.
Hell yeah.
All
All right, man.
right,
Well,
man.
I'll
Well,
let you go. But let's do this again sometime.
for sure, 100%.
All right. Well, take care, man.
Huge as well.